If you like my dad's videos, please subscribe to QA Insights channel.
In this video, we are going to see about one of the upcoming feature in Postman, which is Postman Live Insights. So this feature helps you to automatically discover and monitor your production APIs. So right now, this feature is in alpha stage. So if you want to sign up, you need to click on this sign up button to get the early access. And if you just keep scrolling in this page, you can see some of the key features of this particular implementation. So this one will help you to automatically build collections from your API traffic. So no need to manually create collections, HTTP requests, and take care of them. So everything will be done automatically for you, and it will help you to debug your APIs faster with the insights you get in the Postman console. And it will automatically discover the new endpoints, as I mentioned earlier, and it will serve as central source of truth. And if you just scroll down again, there are three important benefits you can see. One is you can easily set up this with little as 30 minutes, but in case of you are implementing this as a part of your Kubernetes local, which you can done within 15 minutes. And it's very easy to maintain, and it will helps you to get some increased visibility for your APIs. So to get the access to this feature, all you need is to sign up and make your workspace to be connected with the feature flag. Okay, now to demonstrate this particular Postman Live Insights, we are going to leverage the sample Kubernetes application, which is called Emoji Voto. So this one is available in GitHub. You can just clone it and run it. So right now, this particular demo app has three services. One is the web version, which has the typical front end and the REST API. And also you have the gRPC for your emoji service, and also gRPC for the voting service. And if you just follow the instructions here, you will be able to up and running this app within a few minutes. Now let me go to my Visual Studio Code, and I already downloaded the particular repository, and then we have the Kubernetes cluster also up and running, and all you need is customize. You have to install customize to get this thing deployed. Okay, now let us deploy this sample app. So all you need is this command to just apply and hit enter. So this will deploy the relevant objects, Kubernetes objects within your cluster. So I'm using Docker Desktop, so which has come with Kubernetes implementation as well. So right now, as you see, it has been created the namespace, emoji voto, and then it has created bunch of service accounts, and also it created some services, and also the 4 deployments. So one of the main deployment is the web here. So as you see, this is the front end. So all you need is you need to port forward the deployment endpoint so that you can access it from your browser. So I'm going to use the Kubernetes Visual Studio Code extension to navigate around the Kubernetes object here. So once you have this extension, just go to the cluster and expand the namespace. So right now it is pointing to the default namespace as my current context. So all I need is to hit refresh, and I get the emoji voto, and right click and click on use namespace. So right now my context has been changed to this namespace. And if you expand the workloads, you will get pods and deployments. If you expand the network, you will get the service, endpoints, ingress. And if you expand the configuration, you get the config maps, secrets. So all the relevant Kubernetes objects for this demo app will be created for you. Now to access this particular web app in the browser, we need to port forward. So to port forward, just go to the network and right click on the web service and click on port forward. And here I'm going to expose my local port 8080 to the remote port 80, which is HTTP, and hit enter. So now this will create the port forward service. I think I have already something up and running. So let me quickly delete all the unnecessary terminals here, and let me start over. So just right click on the service and click on port forward and expose your port 8080:80 and hit enter. So now port forwarding is successful. Now if you go to your browser and go to your emoji Voto localhost 8080, hit refresh, you can see this particular demo app which is up and running. So this will display the leaderboard of all the smileys and the voting count, and if you click on vote on your favorite, you can just vote. This is a typical web application, and also background it sends some traffic. You can explore the the Kubernetes objects for this particular deployment in the GitHub repository. Okay, now the next step is to get started with the Postman Live Insights. So now for that, let us go back to the Visual Studio Code, and very first step is to install the Postman Live Collection agent. So we can also see the instructions in the Postman. So all you need is go to Postman, and right now I have my workspace here and I have no collections. So in the left side you can see nothing is there. So we are going to create one by clicking on create collection button. I'm going to name this as a LCA demo and hit enter, and in the right side you can see this particular banner getting started with live collections beta, and click on get started. So it has two types of implementation. So one is using the live collection agent, you can do this, or you can use the Postman SDK. So I'm going to use the live collection agent here. So just click on get started, and you will get the documentation page where you can see all the steps and pros, cons, limited information about your LCA, the live collection agent, and open defects, everything. So I'm not going to go through the documentation, you can explore it by yourself. And very first step is to have the agent installation script here. So this particular agent installation script, you have to just copy it and go to your terminal and paste it and hit enter. So this will download the Postman Live Collection agent via Homebrew, and it will install it. So you can also reinstall this by using the brew reinstall, and also if you want to uninstall also, you can do the uninstallation. So now let me clear my screen and let us go back to the Postman. Okay, now the next step is to basically you have to configure the Kubernetes to inject the sidecar. So basically the live collection agent will be injected in your deployment as a sidecar. So sidecar will take care of all the trafficking and dumping into your Postman console. So for that you need to give access to your Postman collection, right? So for that you have to add the API key. So if you click on add API key and generate key and give some name, LCA demo app, and hit generate, which will give you the key. So just copy this, and also you can insert it so that it will insert in your installation script. So now the next step to note down here is collection ID. So for each Postman collection has unique ID. So you have to tell the sidecar, okay, go to this collection and dump all your captured HTTP information. So make sure you are using the right collection and the right key, and then just hit copy this and go to your terminal. Okay, now we need the deployment file. Since we deployed the apps using the customize, we did not have any deployment file. I mean, we do have deployment, it's not a complete full-fledged deployment.yaml. So we can get it from the Kubernetes. So for that I'm going to just cancel this. So I'm not going to execute this command. So what we can do is we can get the YAML file using this command. So kubectl has a a feature where you can output your deployment file using this command. So kubectl get deployment apps, and namespace is emoji Voto, and I'm going to get the YAML of web, and then output format is YAML. So now if I hit enter, this will output the YAML file, and if you scroll up you can see the spec for the containers. So this is the container where the service is up and running, our emoji service. So now I'm going to save this. Let me clear my screen, and I'm going to save this as web_lca.yaml. So similarly you can do this for all the deployment apps, but as of now let us go with only with web_lca. So now if you go back to your current folder, you will see this particular web_lca.yaml. So and scroll down, if you see, you can see your specs and ports, resources, status, everything. Now we got all the components, all the key value pairs of your deployment file, right? So now Let me close this, we don't need that. And let me just expand this terminal and let me clear my screen. So now it is time to apply our Postman command. So just go to Postman and copy this and paste it here. So now you have to point your deployment file to whatever we have saved right now from the Kubernetes. So which is web_lca.yaml. And if you hit enter, what this will do is it will create two Kubernetes objects. One is the secrets, as you see here, and another one is it will just make some changes to your web deployment. So what changes? So again, we can get. So we can just say after, So now if you go to after web_lca after, here you will see there are two containers. So here in the line number 41, right here, one is the container for your web service, and if you just scroll down, there will be another container for the Postman. So here you can see the image Postman, which is Postman LC agent, and then you can see the arguments which you are passing. So one is the API dump, collection, and this is my collection ID. So now the sidecar, it is up and running. So let me just expand the terminal, clear my screen, and go to your Kubernetes VS Code extension and hit refresh. Okay, you have to hit refresh, otherwise you cannot see the changes. So now if you just go to your workloads, web, expand this, you can see there are 2 out of 2 which is up and running. So now if I go to this particular terminal, I'm going to terminal, and then here you can see there are 2 containers. Okay, web service, let me just launch again, web service and Postman LC agent. So now if I go to Postman LC agent, if I type ls, so here you can see the Postman LC agent which is up and running. Again, if you want to really make sure, right, you can just issue ps command. So here as you see, PID is 1, running as a root, and it is command is LC agent, which is using the API dump as an argument, and the collection argument, this is your collection ID. Right, so now everything is up and running. We don't need this. We can just exit this, and now let us send some traffic. So basically, LC agent, right? It will capture the traffic every, it will capture the information every 10 minutes. So now let us inject some traffic. So what I can do, I can use the Apache bench, So I'm going to hit this particular URL. So okay, before that, let us validate. Go to the browser and hit refresh. Okay, I think it is not running. So what we can do, again go to port forward, because when we add the sidecar, the port forward service is terminated. So we have to make our port forward up and running again. So just go to network, web, and click on port forward. Again expose the port 8080 and :80 and hit enter. So now the port forward is just up and running. Now go to your browser and hit refresh. As you see, emoji vote is up and running. So now let us go back to the terminal and hit some traffic using the Apache bench. Hit enter. So now the bench is running. Let us hit another URL. Let us split this terminal, and here I'm going to add one more, and again one more. So I'm going to send lot of traffic to my localhost 8080, so image service. So let us wait for this to be done, and then let us go to Postman and see whether it is captured or not. Okay, now the test is done. As you see, all the requests are done. So let me close these terminals. I don't need this. Okay, so now let us go back to the Postman. I forgot to tell one more step, which is test the connection here. So you can also test the connection between the LCA and the Postman integration. Okay, now the test is done. It's been past 10 minutes, and if you go to your Postman collection in the left side, you can see there are folders created here. So service, web service, and service localhost. So now if you expand the web service, basically this is the gRPC call, but somehow it is captured as HTTP. But yeah, this is not right. But if you expand the localhost 8080, so here you can see there are calls created. So one is hitting the endpoint, the home page, leaderboard, and then we have the vote, and then there is a JS call got created and the leaderboard. So now if you expand the get slash, this is the home page, and if you hit send, you are getting 200. Similarly, a leaderboard, and hit send, you get the leaderboard. And again, vote. So you have to send the string. So basically we have to pass the right arguments. Then if you send hit, it will get the it will post the vote. I'm sorry, it will get the vote. But similarly, if you want to post the vote, you can use the post command. And JS, so it is giving the JS JavaScript basically. So here you can see. But anyway, this is not required. But there is an argument you can pass to exclude certain things using the regex. So that is also possible. And if you go to leaderboard and hit send, you can see the status is 200 OK. So whenever is there any changes happens in your service, it will automatically gets captured once in 10 minutes. So this is how you can make use of the Postman Live Collection agent, and then you can get your insights about your API in Postman itself. So now what we can do, let us run some performance testing. So what you can do, just click on this 3 dots and click on run folder, and so here you can see there is a functional and also performance, right? So hit performance, and before that let us check a couple of things here. And I'm going to get the home page. I'm going to keep this box on, and I don't need the JS, I don't need API leader, and I don't need a vote. So I'm going to test only the 2 endpoints, right? So I'm going to test with say 5 virtual users for about 1 minute, and with the fixed load profile, and hit run. So this will start testing the APIs with the number of virtual users we configured. And then once it is done, you can see the response time and other statistics. So this is how you can leverage the Postman LCA in your Kubernetes, and then you can get your insights about your API. Of course, these features might change when it comes to GA, but this is how the gist of Postman Live Collection Agent. So thanks for watching, and thanks to Postman team who grant the access for this particular feature pretty quickly, and have a good day. Thank you.
If you like my dad's videos, please subscribe to QA Insights channel.